The award-winning Pittsburgh Children's Museum is branching out again, this time creating gardens in Pittsburgh. Hi, I'm Tonya Caruso. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers, and with me right now is Kimberly Bracken. She is the Youth and Community Programs Coordinator for the Children's Museum of Pittsburgh. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So the museum has always been about creative play, leading to learning, in particular this time with gardens. And how did this come about?
Yeah, so we're actually a Silver LEED certified building. The museum has always been interested in kind of being a champion of sustainability and the environment. And it just seemed that we were missing gardens. You know, having edible gardens around our space seemed like a great next step for the museum. So several years ago, we kind of looked at the outdoor spaces that we had and said, you know, there's some spaces here that we could turn into edible gardens. And we felt that was a really important thing to do. So it's just kind of grown from there.
So many lessons to be learned from gardening and sustainability.
Yes.
And so who comes and takes advantage of this, and how does it work?
So once we started the gardens, we really saw so many natural connections with existing programs and also a lot of great opportunities to start new programs. And so some existing programs that fit naturally into the new garden spaces were our tot programs for young children. There's so much wonder and curiosity that's bred in a garden. So they go outside in the gardens and they use magnifying glasses and they search for bugs and they smell the flowers and do a lot of activities like that. So we had that program, and then our after-school program for middle school kids. They harvested and cooked from the garden, so they learned how to cook. So we had a lot of existing programs that fit in nicely, and then we saw a lot of opportunities, like I said, for new programs. So there's been several programs that have come out of that.
And you've really grown, so tell me about Food City.
Yes, Food City is perhaps one of the most exciting programs that have grown out of the garden. And what that is we actually employ a host of teenagers, and they help maintain the gardens, and in that learn how to garden. Most of them, really all of them, come in with very little gardening experience, and so they get to learn gardening by interacting in the museum spaces, and they also work on designing and moving forward a community garden that's actually in the neighborhood of the Children's Museum.
So important, and really there are international connections to all of this as well.
Yes, we're really thrilled that we just received support to start a new program called Ecuador Exchange, and that will have Children's Museum of Pittsburgh forging a new partnership with the Interactive Science Museum in Quito, Ecuador. And so they will be starting a teen program, and we will be starting a teen program, and those teens will get to know each other as they learn about the local and global food system. And then we'll actually take a group of teenagers to Ecuador, and they will bring a group of teenagers to us next spring.
How exciting. And what do you think overall? You talked about young people who have never gardened before learning this. What are the lessons? Why is gardening so important when it comes to learning?
Yeah, I think it's a very sensory and tactile experience that in our world of increasing technology, I think it's just a very different type of experience that a lot of kids are growing up without. I also think that, you know, the connection to where our food comes from, we're really struggling with an obesity epidemic in America, and there's an excitement when you grow your own food. You have a very different interest in actually eating it and cooking it, and we've seen that be a great success.
So many wonderful things going on. Thank you for coming in and spending time with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm Tonya Caruso. Thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. We'll see you next time.